Hi everyone, I'm Kiele JAEL. I'm a nutritional wellness chef and a sensuality coach for women. The purpose of this video is to talk about better self-awareness and empowerment over your own wellness, not just treating illness and disharmonies as they come up. Part of my work is to help educate and inspire others to take better care of themselves and to understand how to do that in an intuitive, natural kind of way. My goal is to help you through this video learn how to identify what is a cold, what is a flu, and how to treat those disharmonies and imbalances the natural way and learn how to prevent them. The remedies that I'm going to be talking about in this video aren't meant to replace Western medicine or holistic remedies given to you by a practitioner if necessary. They're really meant to help you understand how you can prevent them from getting worse over time. A cold is an acute inflammation of the mucous membrane of the respiratory tract. And it pretty much has everything to do with your sinuses and your throat, your larynx, your trachea. And the symptoms that you can feel from that are congestion, nasal blockages, sneezing, wheezing, blowing of the nose, tearing, aches, chills, sore throat. All of these come associated with colds. With colds, the symptoms can be mild or severe. A flu is when you have a sudden onset of fever and sickness. So you'll experience aches, chills, dry cough, sometimes vomiting. The Western approach to healing colds and flus, basically getting a lot of rest and hydration. There are also non-prescription cold and flu remedies like decongestants and cold suppressants. They may relieve some symptoms, but they're not going to get rid of the root cause and the problem. Moreover, you may have some side effects, so they may give you dizziness, drowsiness, insomnia, upset stomach, bad digestion, diarrhea. So you should take all of these with extreme care. And while in some cases going the Western medicine route is absolutely necessary, and don't get me wrong, I'm a huge fan of Western medicine, I do believe that there's a balance in everything, and understanding the basics of natural remedies and Chinese medicine can really, really help you. And so I want to go over that without getting too much into the nitty-gritty of some Chinese medicine. Here are some points that I would like you to consider. The concept of yin and yang is probably the single most important aspect to understand about Eastern medicine, and really it is all about balance. All of Chinese and Eastern medicine physiology and treatment can be broken down to yin and yang. The nature of yang is very masculine, it's very active, it's very heat transformation driven. And the nature of yin is stillness, cold, fluid, feminine, night. We all experience yin and yang in different ways in our lives, and everything can be broken into those two categories, and we need both in order to create balance. And so whenever you get sick, you have yang properties and yin properties, and it's just a matter of recognizing them in order to understand what you need and how to treat yourself. Everything breaks down to exterior and interior patterns and pathologies. Acute conditions and illnesses are always identified as exterior invasions into the body. Acute means they come on very quick and they are strong and they attack from the exterior. When you have a chronic condition, that means they arise from an interior issue and an interior pathogen that's just been there for a long time and was never treated. And so it's just left to dive deeper into the body. So it's really long-standing and isn't going anywhere, which makes it much harder to treat. Chronic conditions can be an excess or a deficiency in nature and are often exacerbated by exterior pathogens and exterior problems like wind and cold. So the four main things that I want to talk about are wind, heat, damp, and cold. If you are sensitive and have any issues that have to do with your head, your neck, your chest, and your shoulders, pretty much the entire upper body, that means you are sensitive to wind. Wind patterns can affect the body very easily, and they can cause colds, sinus problems, allergies, even Bell's palsy. I can only speak for myself, but I am very sensitive to wind. It blows right through my body and shakes up everything that's going on. Heat can also affect the body in a very quick kind of way. So it causes fevers, hot flashes, thirst. It creates discharge in the body, and then it also creates a very pungent type of smelly, stinging urine. It makes the blood move very quickly, and it dries up fluids in your body. Dampness is the most damaging to me, at least when we're talking about women's health. Dampness causes fluids in the body to slow and to thicken. It creates excess mucus and phlegm in the body. You can experience dampness from exterior pathogens like wind that cause allergies and phlegm and mucus. Even colds and sinus infections come from exterior pathogens like wind, and if you already have dampness in your body, it just exacerbates it so much more. And dampness can combine with either cold or heat patterns depending on what you're going through. This is one of the easiest ways to identify what's going on with you. Do you feel hot or do you feel cold? What parts of your body feel hot or cold? Are you craving warmer drinks or cooler drinks? This is the easiest way to help you understand what your body needs more of. It's important to warm up when you feel cold. For women, we tend to have cold extremities like hands and feet. For me, I'm extra sensitive in my neck and my chest, so anytime I'm feeling cold, I always make sure to put some socks on and cover my chest and my upper back and my neck as well. On the interior, our stomach and our spleen especially love to be warm. Anytime we add cold into our bodies, especially when it's not so cold outside, that can help lead to slow digestion and other parts of our body getting internally cold. So it's important to keep your stomach and your spleen warm. So make sure that you have cooked vegetables, warm soups and stews, especially if it's cold outside, and heat your body with warming spices and herbs like ginger and garlic and onion, and literally try not to have a lot of ice. Keep liquids room temperature and have a lot of warming teas and concoctions. So now that I've talked a bit about Chinese medicine and the points that I think you should know of and be aware of, I'm going to go over some remedies that I think are really helpful to prevent cold and flus. The number one thing I think you should have and do is have some nettle tea available and drink a lot of it. Nettles are an amazing dried herb, and they're actually a weed, and they're incredible for building and cleansing blood, warming up your system. They're amazing for allergies, for anemia, for nourishing your body, for regulating fever. Pretty much anything that has to do with your health, nettles is my cure-all. So every day, drink a cup of nettle tea, whether it's in the morning or at night. It's one of those things that I think is absolutely imperative to your health, and you should always keep in your pantry. Have some fresh marrow stock or vegetable stock handy. Marrow stock is amazing because it builds your immune system and also strengthens your brain as well as your bones. And it's one of those things that I think is so easy to make and is amazing to add into many dishes that you cook. And it's also really delicious. It also nourishes your Jing energy and essence in your body and creates a really deep feeling of calm and groundedness as well. Add more garlic, onions, and honey into your diet. Garlic and onions are really good at getting rid of toxins and parasites and phlegm in the body, and honey is very soothing. It helps cure your sore throat, it helps build your immune system, and it is antibacterial, antifungal, and it is a magical, magical food. I recommend slicing 1 clove of garlic and a few slices of onion and submerging that in honey and waiting for that to thin out. It naturally will. You don't even have to do anything, and just keep that in a little Tupperware and take a tablespoon a day of that if you have sore throat and you want to build your immune system and clear out your lungs. Another great remedy is having orange pith tea, and this one I learned from an Eastern medicine practitioner, and she's brilliant. So all you have to do is just cut off the peel of the tea to reveal the white part, which is the pith. Take the pith and put them in a pot, submerge it in water, add in a cinnamon stick and maybe even a little piece of ginger, and bring it all to a boil and reduce it about halfway, and then add in some honey in there if you like, maybe even a squeeze of lemon, and drink that. That helps get rid of any kind of phlegm and mucus in your throat. And I swear, if you do this for 3 to 5 days straight and just continuously drink this, you will get rid of all the mucus and phlegm in your system. And that comes from dampness. So really what this does is remove dampness from your body. Another recommendation I have to get rid of dampness is to add more sour flavors into your diet. So cut a slice of lemon and have lemon water every single day, whether it's room temperature or you heat it up. Another thing to do too is take a capful of apple cider vinegar every single day, and that astringes in the body and removes that dampness out of the body. You can also make yourself a spiced applesauce weekly and have that, and that's really delicious. You just stew down some apples, and you can choose to leave the skin on or off. I recommend if you have organic apples, just wash them really well with a tawashi and keep the skin on, because that also is extremely nourishing. And add some water in there and boil it down to make it a really nice mash consistency, and add some cloves and some cinnamon, some grated ginger, a little pinch of Himalayan pink salt, as well as some honey or maple syrup in there to sweeten it. And if you have that every day, that also helps warm the body, nourish your core, keep you grounded, and build your immune system and keep it healthy, as well as get rid of any type of mucus or dampness in the body as well. And then of course, really practical tips, like asking yourself, are you hot or cold? If you are cold, take a bath. Put some really cozy socks on, cover your chest, cover your upper back, make sure that your kidneys and your spleen and your stomach are warm, and cool off when necessary as well. There are a lot of ways to cool your body internally that help with all these symptoms as well. So having some mint, some chamomile, and some parsley are really good for cooling down your system internally. I hope this was enlightening and helpful for you to understand how to identify what is going on in your body and some points of traditional Chinese medicine to keep in mind, so you can have a nice balance between Western medicine and Eastern medicine and understand how to heal yourselves and prevent colds and flus. I'm going to be posting some cold and flu preventative recipes on my channel within the next few weeks, and please stay tuned for that. And if you liked this video and you found it helpful, definitely click like and subscribe, and click on the bell so you get notifications as to when I come out with new videos, which is every single Wednesday. Leave a comment below if you liked this, or you had a question, or you just want to start a conversation. Thank you so much for watching, and take care and be well. Bye.